Greetings, Butterfly Tribe. Today's scripture will come from Matthew, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 13. It is written, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall it be seasoned? For it is no longer of any use, but to be thrown out and to be trodden down by men." May Yahuwah add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of his set-apart word. So last week I told you we would start a series based on the book Reflections of Christ, the ultimate transformation to a Christ-like image. In this book, I was led to different scriptures where the Messiah spoke directly to either the people or his disciples. And I'm going to expound on those scriptures because those scriptures kind of started my journey to healing and transformation. So this one is titled, No Sugarcoating. It says, the word of Yah tells us as believers that we are the substance here on earth. We are required to add flavor and not take away from it. We should be cleansing, healing, purging, and preserving the earth. The earth is now filled with sin and filth, and there are a lot of sick people that need the word of Yahuwah ministered to them. The word of Yahuwah is the cure to every element under the sun. Some of the illnesses that we encounter every day are the spirits of adultery, sexual immorality, lying, stealing, killing. We need to stop sugarcoating the word of Yahuwah and simply tell it as it is written. We should not be nonchalant when it comes to the word of the Most High. Sin is sin, and the only cure for sin is the blood of Yahushua, our Messiah. As believers, we need to show distinction and live according to our purpose, or Satan will continue to trample us under his feet. We must recognize the substance that Yahuwah has put inside of us and use it to change things here on earth. The world is tired of consuming a bland diet. Let's add some salt and give life in Yahuwah a new flavor. No more sugarcoating. In the world we live in, we have been taught to have this certain level of acceptance. We're being taught to accept everything, to have a tolerance. But tolerance and going along with the sin of your brothers and sisters is not the same thing. We are supposed to tell each other when we are out of line. We are supposed to be able to go to each other in truth, not our truth and not our belief, but just to tell and remind our brothers and sisters what thus said the Almighty One of Israel, the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, I almost forgot to mention the biggest sin, and that is idolatry. That is worshiping and serving any other thing other than the Almighty One of Israel. He's an on-time Almighty One, and he's calling his children. He's calling us to be the salt of the earth, the substance here on earth, the example for others to follow. So many times I hear people say that they don't believe in the word of the Most High, or they don't have anything or any association with Scripture because of a misinterpretation of Scripture by a human, whether it be a preacher or teacher, their parents, their friends. So many people have turned away from the word of the Most High because humanity has become a misrepresentation of his word. We must strive to be the salt of the earth. We are called to do better. Not to be perfect, because only one has walked in perfection, But the last thing I want is for someone to turn away from the Most High based on something they saw me do because I misrepresented his identity associated with me. That is what sin caused us to do. Sin caused us to taint the image of the Most High within us. But he sent his Son to transform us back into the image and likeness of his Son so that we could resemble him again. And so again, I'm not perfect, but I do strive not to turn another soul away because of my actions, because I'm being disobedient, because I'm not standing on the word, but yet I'm saying I'm a representation of him, a minister of his gospel. I don't want to be that person. So many times I've seen people mishandle the word of the Most High. I encourage you to get before him yourself. Allow him to teach you so that there are no misunderstandings when it comes to his word and what he expects of you. Not what the world expects, not what your fellow believer expects, but what he expects of you as a believer. He wants us to be the salt of the earth. You can tell when food don't have salt in it. It's bland. He doesn't want your life to be bland. He wants you to be able to speak to people and them see him within you. Why? Because you're the substance. What's the main substance within you? Scripture says, greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Be the salt of the earth. Add substance, flavor, taste, grace, love, kindness, gentleness, long-suffering. Be blessed.